welcome to episode number 3 of Life on the MidCard. Your host back at it again, Musafer here with you, ready to show you all things WWE along with Dick.
Dick the Knife, baby. Let's do this one more time. Episode 3.
And of course, we have Roto.
Hello.
Oh, jeez.
Thanks, Damien.
All over the top, and then you gotta kill the vibe.
Try to
with
bring
that
in some
one.
high vibe.
I like it.
Yeah. He keeps us together.
Bring it back down there.
Of course. So we got a lot to talk about. We had a pretty eventful Raw with quite a lot of wrestling going on within the last week. Let's just jump right into it and see where this leads. But we have a lot of stuff going on. We start off Raw the way it should start off with CM Punk, the best entertainer they have, hands down, cutting yet another promo, trying super hard to get heat the entire time. I mean, he still comes out, you still hear the cheers. We'll say week in, week out. The man's trying super hard to get heat. I love the fact that he's saying, you better call me the people's champion. And he's still keeping count of the days he's champion. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, he pulled in Justin Roberts to make him introduce him as the people's champion.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Really, really good. And then he's like, that's not Paul Heyman. No. If he says it's not him, it's not him. Like, defends him, no matter what.
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti, you start saying CGI too. Like, oh,
you know, Vince got the money for that.
He got the money. He does.
Yeah, that was really good. Really kind of making his point that, you know, he's still upset. And deep down, I think he really is too. So it's making it even better to see that, you know, he's not the champ anymore. Which goes ahead and just leads into Booker T interrupting him out of nowhere. Which, of course, I heard he's the manager of managers managing...
Managerial manager of management.
He's the managing manager of those who can manage, if y'all can manage that.
Now can you dig that?
What the hell?
Hey, but you gotta give him credit for at least
I
stopping and apologizing.
I love
like,
him.
alright, it was my bad.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, at least he didn't pull the Sid Vicious, you know, can I start that over? We're live. Okay, and keep going. He's gonna do that.
Oh, God.
Classic Sid.
Yeah, so we find out Booker T announces that we're going to have an active poll. So WWE Active is going to take effect where CM Punk will face a former WrestleMania opponent. And the options were Roto's favorite, Rey Mysterio. You know, he loves the luchadors. Rey Mysterio, along with Chris Jericho, and then Randy Orton would be your 3 options, and you got to vote. And let me say this.
Did you get to vote?
I was about to say, yeah, if you got to vote. Did you try voting, Roto?
It crashed.
Yeah, it wouldn't
It
go
crashed.
well.
I voted for Rey Mysterio too.
That's what happened. I think the Raw Active thing is pretty cool. Like, sometimes I feel like the Twitter is just kind of like pushed. Like they're like, yeah, I'm just get on Twitter and try to get something out of it. I think some people do it really well. You know, like Zack Ryder, you know, CM Punk, of course. There's some of those superstars that use Twitter and use it right. And I think WWE's trying to get on that train to get on the social media. We haven't heard about Tout, which is
yeah, it tanked.
Yeah, they kind of stopped
bomb.
It tanked.
No more Tout. But I think the idea of you having a second screen and being able to watch the match while it's in commercials is pretty darn
That's
neat.
nice. Even though they show you exactly what happened when they come back from commercial. I'm like, well
at least
I
a
don't want to waste
snippet
my
of it.
battery then.
No.
Yeah, true.
Well,
They don't really show you the whole match, you know, that's been going on, but like the interviews that they had with Mysterio and stuff. They're like,
Which
well, here's
was
what
terrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are bad.
Yeah.
Did you hear the reason why he needed to get voted for against CM Punk? Because he was the only one who got him to cut his hair. Master of the 619. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Apparently cut his hair again after that.
Yeah, it was permanent. It was
On
so
his
devastating.
own, without your help, Mysterio.
I was just like, why is this guy on TV, man?
Well, that's why they had him on the app. He had to practice. He's been off of air for a while.
Yeah, imagine how bad that was. Like, even with multiple takes and editing and not being live, and it was still just a piss poor promo.
Yeah, I mean, I like it in the idea, not necessarily for Ray, but like to build your younger people that, you know, they're not gonna. You can see it on the internet, but you're not gonna see it on TV per se. So you're not gonna get the huge backlash. Like, you need to have like freaking Clay, you know, practice on it for sure. People like that, give them some kind of baby steps towards the full-on promos once you're live. We'll talk about those promos a little later because we have some of Roto's favorites this week. We'll go later and deep into that.
I hate you so much.
But I think, what do you guys think about the WWE Active stuff? I think it's pretty neat. I think it's going in the right direction. Is it perfect? No, but I like it. What do you guys think on that?
It's cool. like you said, I kind of like how you can watch what's going on in the match on your phone, which is nice because how many times do they cut? You wonder what's going on, and you just keep watching it. I know I ask you guys who've gone to Raws before, I'm like, what do they do during commercial? Most of the time, what do you say? Like, it looked like they're stalling a little bit.
Yeah, you have a lot of times they can throw them over the ropes and then they go to the break. Oh, here comes the break.
Commercial.
And then, you get a pretty long count. And then if they have a really cool spot,
They'll do it twice.
yeah, they'll do it again.
Like Ziggler and Randy Orton, when we were in the Allstate Arena, had a really cool spot where Orton threw him up in the air, and then they did the exact same spot like 5 minutes later.
Really?
Yeah, I guess Orton thought they were filming and they weren't. But
Good job, Randy.
yeah, of course, you know, he puts people over.
My name is Randy.
Oh God!
And then you talk about your boy Ray cutting them promos.
It was bad promos. Jericho, I mean, like I just kind of like I mark out pretty hard.
Yeah, whatever he says, you can't do anything wrong right now. So yeah, we find out that we're gonna get to vote later on. Whatever. We apparently didn't get to vote. We had to go to w.com and I don't know. My browser's in Spanish, so it shouldn't work. So I have no idea. Exactly. You got it.
Nice.
Afterwards, we go straight to Ryback versus Cesaro, which is the third time they've met, and I think in a week, I think it's the third match they've had, and it's the exact same match we've seen every single time. I'm not just talking about just like the way they go towards the finishes, but the exact same spots every single time. Like they got the countouts for when he threw Ryback out and he gets in right in before 9.
Yeah,
And
that just happened not too long ago. Yeah.
it's just like so like a downer for me. Like, this is what we're gonna have this match yet again. And how does this help Cesaro? Because wasn't he gonna face Miz? Weren't they building sort of rivalry there? And now we go towards it's Ryback now, and now Ryback's gonna face the Shield. I mean, like I don't see how this is helping Cesaro at all.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to like us talking about how there's no storylines anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really not. It's just kind of like this is like they almost pick the matchups out of a hat. So, and like you said, it makes for really bland matches. Just because they use the same spots. They treat it as if like SmackDown and main event's a house show. Like it's not on TV for everyone to see that these are the exact same matches with the exact same spots.
Yeah, true. I mean, you're gonna see the set signature move and the set finisher move, but it's like the exact same spots for these matches. And I think you hit it right on the button, dude. I think every single match, almost the majority of these matches were already done before, and it's just a rehash of what we already seen. Kind of if they were making the script for Raw. And they're like, well, I'll just make SmackDown again. We'll go from there. We'll have some active pull, and then we'll kind of go from there. It's really how I felt. And honestly, I thought Raw was decent. But when it came to starting off with, after a really solid promo, and a decent thing to get involved with, because Jericho's going to win it. You want to see Jericho and Punk come back again. And then you have Ryback and Cesaro, which was, I thought, incredibly boring and repetitive yet once again. But we won't beat that to death anymore. Afterwards, you find out that the Shield they say something about the Shield. When we come back, we're going to have, an in-depth look on the Shield, which was just a freaking montage of all their vignettes, which I thought was...
Just the same thing we've already
Yeah,
seen.
they did on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And it was nice on SmackDown, but I don't know how many times it's a damn 3-hour show, and they showed Lesnar F5ing Vince like at least 4 times. I'm like, okay, and then I saw it how many times on SmackDown, and then I saw it how many times on main event. Okay,
What do you got a broken hip?
First, it was reported as a pelvis. And then, yeah.
And they realized that he landed on his back or his side. I don't know if that fits. Let's go ahead and change that up. But I guess McMahon is really getting hip surgery.
Yeah, I guess it was just
there's
planning
a way
to
to
get it right
write
off
him
of
TV.
yeah.
Hey, nice for him for actually getting F5 when he needed the surgery.
Well, I mean,
Go
for a
ahead.
dude that's 70 years old, let's not get it twisted. I mean, Vince McMahon is huge. The guy's built like a brick shit house, and he's pushing 70. It's a pretty impressive bump for him to take.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was his idea too. So cool for him. But I really want to see the Shield and hear them. I want to hear Dean Ambrose talk. I want to see more of their personalities just ooze out. And week in and week out, we see the lights turn off. They come out. They beat people up. They triple power bomb them, and then that's it. I want to hear them talk. I want to see a match. Damn it.
Yeah.
That TLC match was such a tease. Because I think that's one of my top 3, if not top match of last year. That TLC match was phenomenal with them 3. Thought it was great. I was like, oh my god, look at this great talent that they have that's already, coming up on the ranks. Like, oh, this is going to be phenomenal. and what are we building it towards? Which right now seems like it's going to be Cena, Sheamus, maybe Eliminate. We don't know. We'll get towards that later on. But it's like
build it towards the freaking face of your company that scares the living hell out of me.
Yeah.
Like these 3 guys that are just so damn, let's face it, a little kid in me, are so damn cool to watch.
Yeah.
You know, and talented and all. You see him going towards Cena, and I'm just saying, oh God, there goes another burial. Oh.
Yeah. The back of my head, I'm thinking, here comes Nexus Part 2. You build up Nexus. You have all this young talent, really cool, idea that hasn't been done in quite some time, and John Cena beats him by himself too. I think he took him off single-handedly. Yeah. I mean, he needs to be built, of course, because he has nothing to go off with.
I mean, we got to give him a solid build. This is his year.
Who
He finally deserves his push.
Who deserves the push? Who deserves the big push of 2013?
John
Cena.
Nice, man. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I thought it was a ways to go into that. Yes, the Shield's awesome. We know it. We don't need video of it. We need to see them in the ring. At least personally, that's what I think.
Yeah, I think the big thing they kept teasing all day is Cena's going to call him out today. And they're asking him, why would you do such a thing? And he just starts going on his usual Cena mumbo jumbo. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I think I'm going to go take a piss when he talks. I don't care.
Yeah. Cole does love his Cena, that's for sure.
Oh, jeez.
He's a huge Cena fan. Which leads us to Santino versus Jack Swagger, which is back.
He's back.
And we saw that over...
And new Jack Swagger.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Y'all see Jack Swagger? He's impressing the hell out of me right now, Cole. I'll tell you what, dog.
I love how in SmackDown, and Dick brought this up to me off air, he was like, pay attention towards the beginning of SmackDown, and they're all super surprised. Then they go to the backstage later on after his match.
Booker starts, like going, what the hell's going on? Doing the shrug. He looks at Teddy Long, and Teddy goes, I don't know, bro. I don't know, player. Like, he does this little, I don't know. And then you go backstage, and Booker's like, I'm super, not as shocked as the return of Swagger. And what does Teddy Long go? Oh, that was my idea. What the fuck? You just got shot. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it was just like so off course.
Oh.
Really quick side note. I love the DX theme. I think it's phenomenal, as we used it on our very first episode as the intro. And it's like that band makes another song, Jack Swagger gets it, and I don't like it.
It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit at all.
Are they in any other song? I can't think of them doing another song. The Rage Against the
I was
Chris
gonna
Lauren
say, I
band.
thought
Is that what it is?
I thought that was Rage Against the Machine.
Yes,
yeah, this is an
come on.
eye-opener for me.
Yeah.
Excuse me while I just
That
absolutely
song,
get off.
that song's so good, and it's like, why Swagger? I don't.
Yeah, nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with them.
Hey, what he changed his ankle lock to? The Patriot
The
Act?
Patriot
That's
Act.
badass.
That's solid. I like it.
Say what you
solid.
want.
Yeah.
Jack Swagger's the real American.
I
Real
want it.
American.
I want in this chamber.
Are you impressed now? He's like Sergeant Slaughter.
Look like you forgot about someone.
What did he say?
I'm
Like he
sorry.
yelled like something really. Oh, I watched everything.
Oh yeah, he's
so bad.
very disappointed in the direction of everything.
Yeah, he took this awkward 3-second pause and then he just screamed everything.
It's rough, dude.
I don't mind him. I think he's solid in the ring. Really, like the look is good. Like he's a freaking beast. But like the All-American, okay, I'll take that. The voice, the promos need some.
The guy's not gonna lose his lisp.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going nowhere. He's like, what, 26? I mean, he don't just like, that doesn't go away. He's got that. I mean, have you seen his wife, though? Smoking hot. She's obviously not disturbed by that.
No, not at all.
Oh, yeah. She's a babe.
Well, I'm glad.
Should give the dog a bone.
Oh, hey there. Hey now.
I do like the idea of coming back. Like I said, the roster needed somebody, and he's definitely a strong person to fit in. More than likely, we're going to see him in the chamber. I mean, it's not official, but more than likely will be in the chamber.
Hopefully he takes Khali's spot.
Oh, God. I can still see Khali in it, to be honest with you. Because they're going to probably use him to lose to somebody to make that person look, quote-unquote, like strong or whatever.
Can he fit in one of those pods? Like, real talk.
I think he's been in one
He
of
was
them.
in last year's, I think.
Was he? I think he was. I think he came back last year around this time. That man gets cut and re-signed so often. Vince's like, I need another tall guy, another big guy. Yeah, we'll get him. Big Show, he's out. Yeah, we'll get Khali to come back.
Yeah, that's called Khali.
Yeah, pretty much.
Natalia, we're not going to make you wrestle. Go with Khali.
Oh,
Such a
waste.
swag.
Oh. So bad. So bad. But he faced Santino, of course, squash match.
Good.
Like Roto led to, he announced the new name of the ankle lock. That way, Angle doesn't get mad at him anymore because he stole his move. That
Ooh.
Shamrock.
Who stole from Shamrock?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not even like a move. I mean, it's a lock of an ankle. Like you can't like that would be like if someone would like stole like the word though is in a finisher and someone's like can't use that. It's my player.
Thanks, Taylor.
Now hold on just a minute, players. Tag team match with The Undertaker.
Didn't he announce a tag team match on SmackDown? I'm pretty sure he did.
Could be.
No,
Or he
what, on
halted a
SmackDown?
tag.
No, it was Booker T said we're gonna get things started, tag team action, and I think Teddy creamed himself.
Yeah, he pooped a little. Yeah.
Oh, player. I just want Anthony to like call and just say that because he says it's so perfect.
He practices
so
that
good.
shit. I promise he
does.
does. By the way, Anthony's our insider. We mentioned him from time and time again, but the man knows his stuff.
The Scowls is in. He's in deep.
He's the insider, for sure. A couple of things happened that were pretty important during this match. Booker T was on the mic, which was
Golden.
golden.
I love
I
it.
miss him. As weird as that sounds, I miss hearing that man talk because he's just everywhere.
It would just be like the most off the wall shit, and it makes me like giggle. Like when one time what's his name, talent relations guy, I can't even think of his name now, John Laurinaitis, came out as a special guest referee of last year's Rumble actually, and he had like a cut off referee shirt. And Booker T lit him up. He's like, "What the hell? Look at the guns, King. Are you kidding me?" And like, dude, it makes me giggle. I can't help it. He's got to be my favorite on the mic.
Yeah,
for all the wrong reasons.
My favorite is when he was arguing with Michael Cole when Daniel Bryan was a heel and AJ was like Daniel Bryan was with AJ in a Divas match, and if she had won, she would get into like #1 contendership for the Divas title or something along those lines. And Booker T is like, "Oh look, she don't want to be in that match. Daniel Bryan's forcing her." Michael's like, "She wants to be champion. Why wouldn't she want to be in this match?" And he doesn't want to give it up the entire time. Like, "No, dog, she don't want to be in there."
No, dog, she didn't want nothing to do with that.
So ridiculous. But I do honestly miss him. We do find out a couple of things from that match. We find out Rey Mysterio's in the match of the Elimination Chamber match.
Oh boy.
So you'll only be one of the last ones because his body can't take that anymore. It's gonna be at least 5 or 6.
My body can't take that. I'm so sick of Rey Mysterio wrestling. Like I watch it, I just want my body's like, ugh. I'm like, don't do it. Oh,
we got Ray and Orton's also confirmed as well. Mm-hmm. So Orton's gonna be in there. Whatever. Orton can put on some solid matches. I can't complain, I guess. I don't think you'll win, but whatever. Was anybody else confirmed? Oh, D. Bryan. D. Bryan was
Bryan was confirmed later on after his match with Mysterio. I think.
Right. I think that's one of the other matches afterwards. Right. True. So yeah, D. Bryan will get it eventually in a later match that we'll go into. But yeah, we got some decent, I guess, movement in the storylines with Santino versus Jack Swagger, and of course, anytime Santino gets squashed, it's a good Raw to me.
Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
So we have a debut. Cody Rhodes' new T-shirt made the Raw debut, which I thought was pretty solid.
So good.
Simple, but very, very good. It's all like out there for me to think that somebody's gonna really just change just how people react to him just by a mustache, which is phenomenal. I think he needed it. It was
the power of
different.
the facial hair, bro.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You look at us.
Look at that beard.
We're all bearded out.
Except for me, I'm a baby one.
No,
I gotta work on it.
I'm trying not to shave because the road's over there. I'm like, I have to.
You gave that
I have to keep
competition.
going. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I trimmed it up. I was starting to look homeless.
Nah, see, that's a knock on me, and I don't care. I'm going with it. I'm just going.
Oh man.
As long as his mustache covers the lips,
As long as you bite it while you eat, that's what's
yeah, that's what it is.
I'm tired of it. Like it gets in the side of my mouth, and it's just like
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
top 5 things I don't want in my mouth.
We won't go to number 1
we won't
for
go
sure.
with the next 4. But number 5 is easily hair.
So back to the match. You have Cody versus Alberto. Of course, I wonder who's gonna win.
Poor Cody.
Poor Cody.
Great ass showing in the Rumble. Next night, get squashed by Cena. Next week, lose to Del Rio. I'm like, get him. I mean, it's nice that he's in the ring with him, but just give the guy a win. Give the guy a singles win, seeing how him and Rose Scholars are done.
Right.
You know?
And a quick note in case, because I know we didn't cover it here since we do it kind of in the middle of the week, but on SmackDown we did learn that Cody and Damian are breaking up, which I cry a little bit.
But they still remain friends love it.
Such good,
So
like
good.
just watching Cody
So
Rhodes'
good.
expressions when he talks to Damian during that promo was so good. Like
Yeah.
he's like so into it. It's really good stuff. So we hear they break up to go into singles, which two things: good because Cody's gonna be singles better, and that's phenomenal. Bad, tag team division has just gone down way south because now who's gonna get the titles? You were building all these people up, and now you're talking about all this tag stuff. Now you hear the rumorville of them breaking up more tag teams. Rhodes informed me that he was hearing around the streets that Titus O'Neil might be breaking up from Darren Young. But he gets no days off, right?
Porno Days gonna have a lot of days off.
That's for sure, because Titus is a beast.
Yes.
And he will go places, and for them to break up that quickly, good for him. Our tag division just goes right back down to the bottom. There's absolutely nothing but what's left, right?
Primo, baby.
Yeah, they'll make a comeback.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I've been on TV for seriously 6 months.
I think they were on main event 2 weeks ago.
Oh, and they get squashed by
That's
Kali and Hornswoggle. Damn shame.
Yeah, absolutely. But of course, Cody Rhodes gets squashed against Alberto, loses submission style. So they're really trying to make the arm breaker look, good. So I get it. I mean, it is what it is. But I wish Cody would get some sort of light. But rumorville, I know I read this a while back, is that word on the streets is that Cody Rhodes will be getting a push sometime after WrestleMania. So we'll see where they can build him at it. Hopefully it's not no mid-card. Hopefully he goes towards something. And not no, Kofi Kingston type of push, that half push that Orton just squashes. But we'll see what happens with that. But I'm positive. I'm really happy to see that he's going towards a positive side of becoming a single competitor. Kind of go from there. And he got a new shirt. Can't complain about that. We also find out that Big Show is going to go rock style on us and go via satellite to challenge Alberto and to send him a contract, because apparently he doesn't want to be anywhere near the arena. Whatever. So we find out that he wants to face him in an Elimination Chamber match, which now means that no title will be on the line for the Elimination Chamber match, which is pretty stupid.
And it's also 5 straight pay-per-views where Big Show is involved with the damn World Heavyweight Championship. Which
Yeah.
I'm sick of. I'm done with it. You get 3 in a row of Sheamus, and then now 2 in a row of Del Rio. It's just, I'm done with it.
He's got to be near the end, though. Honestly, I thought, when they did the whole how he got fired about this time last year, I was hoping that was going to be the end of it. The dude is getting to the point where, he's getting too big. He's getting the Kali knees, where they're, bending inward. And, it looks like it's painful for him to walk around. He doesn't wrestle nearly as much.
Yeah.
Hell, his finisher is there's no physical effort
damn
behind his
punch.
moveset.
Yeah.
He doesn't pick anyone up. He doesn't really leave the ground a whole lot. So, that would kind of lead me to believe that he's on his way out. So, if that's what it takes, he's earned it. He's put 20 years into this business. Knuckleheads is a classic.
Damn it.
I couldn't
You
even
stole
get
it.
that.
You stole it. I was going to say you can always make Knucklehead Part 2. Damn it.
I couldn't even get that out without laughing. That's how mad that was.
I remember seeing it on
Well
Shop.com for $5.
What
On
about Triple
Blu-ray.
H? The Chaperone.
The Chaperone?
Classic.
Yes, man.
God, so bad.
Who's in Marine 3?
Miz 3 will take care of everything.
Of course. It's not
You're
even
gonna
Marine.
bring
It's Miz 3.
I wish. I'll watch Miz 3.
Heard you pre-ordered it. I think you're the only one that
I did. I'm actually going to go to a 24-hour Walmart.
10th
At
outside.
midnight.
Probably.
Yeah, I might do it. I might Black Friday it and just wait, a couple days.
I don't know if I'll watch Miz 1 and 2.
Oh, jeez.
I'm kind of back on track though. Seriously, the Elimination Chamber match has no title on the line. Why are we having Elimination Chamber matches?
It's pointless.
Yeah, that's a good.
We can
one.
go
We'll
off
talk about that
all
later
day
on,
with that.
later on in the show.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
Absolutely.
the gimmicks of the pay-per-views.
So we go to break, we come back, we find out we're going to see Ray versus D-Bry, which originally I was like, that's going to be stupid. They're very solid on SmackDown. But surprisingly, it was a really good match. I thought it was a really good match. You can clearly see Ray is taking it down a lot of notches. His pacing is still fast compared to everybody else, but lucha style wise, he is Gangrel speed.
And it just
Slow
goes
down.
to show where D-Bry belongs. He doesn't belong in the tag team. As good as him and Kane were for that division, he's just a solid singles competitor. And with guys when he makes Rey Mysterio look good, again, he's up there in age, but when he's the one making Rey Mysterio look good, that says something as far as for his moveset.
Quick question for you, Dick. D-Bry goes back to single competitor, face or heel?
Brian? that's the thing. He's so over as a face, though. He's just so. If he might have a CM Punk type of thing. Where
I was gonna say tweener.
He'll be a heel, but everyone's just pumped for him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he'll continue with the no thing.
Keep what he's doing. I don't think he needs to change a thing right now.
The stuff that he does with the fans, where he gets in their face and is like ripping up signs.
Pure heel, but they love him.
But they love it. It's the best thing that happened to him was the worst WrestleMania moment I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was literally the best thing that happened to him because he's just been a skyrocket.
I mean, they chanted his name a couple matches afterwards. They love.
Yeah, he had a curtain call that next Raw.
Yeah.
Like after they went off the air, he came back again because they kept chanting his name. Good for him. I agree 100%. I think go either way. I think right now, they need more heels, to be honest. But a new heel does arise from this match. During that match, we see Mark Henry make his return. Man is huge, scary. I would
sweaty.
Yeah.
Right before he was about to do that bonsai drop or whatever,
Yeah.
the scream that he did, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
This
If
dude
I
is
was
like,
good. I keep my pants.
it looked good in that t-shirt. I'm gonna have to get that t-shirt.
What? Not bad.
Dude,
it's not bad.
It's perfect for the gym.
It is a gym.
Cut the sleeves clean off. Gotta show the guns.
Oh.
You kidding me? The hell?
Oh, gee. So Mark Henry comes in to destroy inside the ring.
Henry comes back, and I can see him going towards the Elimination Chamber for the
Yeah.
number one contender as well. So
Yeah.
you got Swagger making a return. You got Henry making the return. So, and then I think afterwards, after the D. Bryan Mysterio match, it said D. Bryan's going to be in the Elimination
So you have
Chamber.
three for
So you
sure.
got 3 for
Right.
sure. I say use those 3. Orton.
Your boy Kali.
I think Mark Henry's gonna be in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's So I'm saying Henry, Swagger, Orton,
D. Bryan.
Bryan,
and Ray. And there's
Ray. So then
And then
one
whoever
last
the winner
person.
is
Yeah.
of the
I don't think it'll be King. I don't
think
see
they'll
that
throw
being
King
a
in there.
benefit anywhere. I don't know.
Yeah, that one's a tough one.
Here's what I would hope, and this is just wishful thinking. Christian will be the last one.
Yeah.
That's a
That'd be
lot.
sweet.
That's a
That's
lot of
nice.
new people
There you
all
go.
at once.
That'd be sweet.
But I'll take Christian. He's one of my
Three
faves.
returns?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Bringing back his heel Christian, though. Face Christian just can't get over for anything.
You think with all these guys coming back that they would finally separate the brands again? It would be so nice that after WrestleMania season they separated the brands again. As much as I like Ziggler, like if you were to cash in and be World Heavyweight Champion, it would definitely give me, and I know a lot of the people out there, to tune in. Like if you want to boost ratings, like make these guys must see and then leave them on one show. Like people are gonna watch Raw, regardless of who's on it. People are gonna watch Raw. What you need to do is get people to watch SmackDown and main event. Have them only show up on SmackDown. Like get the brand, recognition between those two.
I know we talked about this before in the past, but I don't think I talked to you about this, Vic. How do you feel if that were to happen and Cena takes that belt to SmackDown and now Cena becomes the SmackDown star to go see? How would you feel about that?
He'll be off of Raw?
Yeah.
I get 3 hours of Cena that's television on Raw.
You'll probably still see him on Raw because normally the champions are still on Raw. Like the main roster will at least make an appearance once or twice. So
But if he were to do the SmackDown like house shows, if you were to be on SmackDown every Friday night, maybe not you because you're as big of a Cena hater as I am, but do you think it would
It
boost
would.
ratings?
It would help. It would seriously help ratings. I mean, especially with the fact that SmackDown's taped, so it's not like an urgency to watch it as it is with Raw. So if Cena were to go, because who's their big 2 right now? Sheamus and Orton.
Real.
Del Rio.
Trying
Let's
to
be
build Del
serious.
Rio,
Those three aren't Cena, and they're not gonna. I mean, there's gonna be a house show coming out here in March, and I think the ones that they have for the Hammond show is Del Rio, Sheamus, Orton, and it's like there's a Raw house show in Rhode Island that night, and you got Ziggler, Cena, all of the Shield, Miz, damn it, Miz, and it's like, oh man, I'm paying the same amount for these guys. I mean, as a fan, you're gonna go regardless, but you would love to see it. But from what I've been hearing, though, there talks about killing the brand separation in the house show, Department 2, which is, hey, have Punk come on a SmackDown one, or just call it all WWE Live. That'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I would love the separation, and you got all these returning stars coming. All right, you got Henry, Christian, hopefully, and Swagger. All right, they're SmackDown. Ziggler, win that belt, go to SmackDown. And shit, I've tuned in for that stuff right there.
Yeah, and the
Barrett, too.
SmackDown's pretty solid. Been pretty
Yeah.
solid the last couple of weeks.
SmackDown has been
watching.
really
Usually
good.
has better wrestling.
Yeah.
Storylines are just mirror images of what's on Raw, but like actual wrestling,
It is more wrestling on SmackDown. Hey, they
it's better
fight.
wrestling.
That's what I heard. On
They
Friday
fight
night.
on Friday night.
Here we go. I missed him, by the way, on Raw. Thought it was pretty decent last week. This week he wasn't even there at all. So moving right along, we go to Sheamus versus Kane. I guess to see if it impresses Booker one way or another. Nothing really of any importance in the match besides towards the end, D-Bry comes in and gets into Kane and kind of gets him to lose the match, I guess. Gets his attention, loses the match to Sheamus to a brogue kick. Kind of starting to kind of break down that wall, but it keeps on happening, and then they keep getting back together. So I don't know. I really don't know where they're going. I really just feel like a lot of time, like, well, we'll just leave it open. We'll see what happens, and one of these will lead us to Elimination Chamber, then figure out WrestleMania.
I'm thinking if they're in the same Elimination Chamber match and one or the other eliminate each other, it goes directly into a feud, and then WrestleMania. I mean, honestly, I think them two will put on a good match.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that would be the only way to end the feud would be at WrestleMania.
And I'd love to see him feuding with the belts. Imagine the
When they're
tag
still
team
tag team
champs feuding at WrestleMania. That'd be pretty good.
I like it. Maybe get one. What happened with that? We're supposed to have like a cup for the Intercontinental Championship?
Oh, it was canceled.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was.
It'd be kind of cool if they did it with a tag team.
Well,
if they were
that's
to, they keep
A
it. Never
tournament
happened. That'd be pretty
would
cool.
be nice.
Yeah. Bring back some, return.
Well, did you see who was involved in that Intercontinental Cup? It was a bunch of people who don't need it. Like
Nobody's-
Orton was in it, Cesaro's in, Miz is in. It's like, really? Okay, good. They're big,
That
big
was the only
names.
bright part, yeah.
But like, does Miz need that belt back? Does he even want the belt back? No. Cesaro's already got a belt. Does he even worry about it? Orton doesn't need the lesser belt. I'll say,
Yeah.
it's a mid-card belt, and I guess good for them for squashing it. It would have been nice to see some talent that you don't see that often.
Yeah. I didn't even see the lineup, but I'm glad they canceled it. It sounds like it anyway. But that'd be kind of cool if they did that with the tag team belt if they were to do that, towards WrestleMania.
Usos against Primo and Echo finals, man.
There we go. Usos, I like them. I think they're solid.
They put on good shows.
Yep. We go to Ms. TV afterwards after the commercial break.
Can I leave this segment?
You can take a small break, yeah.
Jeez. Poor Miz. I knew it was going to end badly at the start. You knew.
Yeah.
Automatically. Oh,
Tops Brock Lesnar 2 weeks in a row. Haven't seen that happen ever.
They didn't talk.
Thank God.
Usually
He's an ass kicker though. Did you hear
I ain't an ass.
that?
Like, oh, Brock, everything about you's on steroids except your voice. It's all right.
That ear, Jesus.
I mean, that's natural.
Well,
My brother's got that. It's from wrestling.
Yeah.
The headgear, it's like a hard ass thing for him, except,
the cauliflower ear?
Yeah, then
Yeah.
once it happens, they're like, oh, it sucks.
Well, no, you can kind of say the voice is on steroids. The steroids made the testicles shrink, and there's the
Possible.
high-pitched voice right there.
Yep.
Side effect.
So we find out. So we find out that Paul Heyman, interviewing with Miz, and he's saying, whatever, not his fault. He's not in cahoots with Brock. So then Vicky coming out for Vicky then to say that it was her that signed him, that it's all his fault. They have this whole theatric stuff going on between them. What I see happening with this is I don't think they're going to go anything too crazy. Paul Heyman pays her off to try to get her to become the GM of Raw. So, she takes a hit for him, and then he will, get her to take off that spot, But who knows? I honestly, I don't really care. But the good thing is that Brock was there, and he tore up the Miz.
Destroyed the Miz.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
But hey, at least alright, Miz got in the first shove. It wasn't a Ryback shove from the Rumble, but he got in a shove. Because he probably was there just like, shit, let me try to start this. And then just proceeded to get destroyed. Chairs thrown on him. One that was thrown on him that I don't think really should have.
I don't think he was expecting it at
Oh,
all.
man.
Yeah, Roto told me that. Did you see his face? He wasn't expecting
He
that.
wasn't happy with that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to get F5 on, which I thought was going to hit the damn wooden backing of
Like,
the
there's
couch. I'm like,
badass.
oh no,
There's his
With no dog in that particular race, I'd been like, oh, that would be sweet.
Oh, it would have looked nice, but then from
No, I can understand.
the fan standpoint, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. After you thought he tore his ACL the week before.
Oh yeah, why? Oh, they're doing this to me.
Dick is the original Misfit.
Yeah.
He is.
Thank
I think he is the
Yeah.
misfit.
Yeah, he's the original.
Thank
Hey, actually, the first The last.
The only.
According to like the pops that Miz gets.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he goes to the Raw that we're at?
Yeah.
There'll be no one and Neil's just here, Dick.
I love you, man.
Miz, you're so messy.
All the way up from the bleeders.
Yeah.
I hate you guys so much right now.
I will say this. I'm not just saying this because Dick's here. I thought he looked pretty decent. I didn't think he looked that much that week. I think he looked pretty strong standing up to him and then getting back in the ring again. It's not like Brock went to go get him. He came to Brock. I mean, yeah, he got taken out, but it is what it is.
It made him look strong. Go Miz. It just was painful to watch.
Here's the question mark: do we see Brock at Elimination Chamber?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm not like it wouldn't make any sense because where would he fit? A thing with the Miz. I mean, no offense to the Miz, but like Brock's not one or like to even be in the spot to carry a match. I don't think Miz could carry. I don't think it would be a good match. If they had a match, I think it'd be a waste of Brock pay-per-view. It helps nobody. It makes no sense on any kind of build. It's terrible. I think Miz just happened to be there.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
At one point, we're gonna hear, do you want to play the game? And then Triple H will come out.
I was expecting it this one.
I don't think it'll be that soon.
It'll be after Chamber for the actual month and a half build toward WrestleMania.
Yeah. Vince will come out to call him out, and then
that's when Raw's gonna get good.
Yeah.
That's when we're gonna start seeing some cool stuff. Right now, we're kind of like in no man's land. We're after Rumble.
You're building Elimination Chamber more than anything.
And it's so difficult to plan so far ahead. So right now, I think they're just trying to iron everything out. Because like I was saying, everything looks really open. Every storyline doesn't really have a set. Some have a set path, but they're leaving everything that anything could happen almost sort of deal. That's what we get from that pretty much segment. But I thought it was decent. I thought Miz looked pretty good. And here's where I got pretty upset. Orton versus Wade
for the 8th time in 3 weeks or some shit like that.
Wade comes in, takes the belt from Kofi like nothing. Kofi drowns in nothing. I haven't seen the poor guy forever.
Squashed on SmackDown.
Maybe went back to Jamaica.
Where is he from now? He doesn't sound like he's from
West
anywhere.
West
He doesn't sound like he's from there.
Yeah. Great athletic ability though.
Jamaica Queens, maybe. No.
Maybe you should tag with Big E once they break off or something. Turn him heel. I don't know. Do something with the poor guy. I don't know how you can.
You can call him 2.5 pecs.
Damn.
Jeez. Big E's got them big ass pecs, and Kofi's got those car accident pecs. Like an airbag went off and just deformed him as a child, so now he can't grow full pecs.
Ouch. Anyway,
back to Wade.
Back to Wade, my guy. Absolutely does nothing for him to face Orton. And
again and again and again.
I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, Orton put him over. I was like, what? He lost it cleanly.
Was it the 20th anniversary? I think he actually
No, because he won it at the 20th against Kofi. I think it was the following week, I believe, that he beat Orton. I was like, great. He's looking really strong. And, of course, Orton's like, well, you get 1 win, but I'm going to get 4 in a row.
And I love how they don't acknowledge it. They have not acknowledged that Wade beat him at all during this whole little, it's not even a feud. It's just them wrestling because they don't want to have him wrestle anyone else. Instead of Wade beating up on the younger mid-carders, beating up on Zack Ryder, beating up on Santino, do that because that's what you are. You're the Intercontinental Belt. Beat up these little guys. Don't lose over and over and over to Randy Orton.
Yeah.
The dilemma that they have with Orton is he's super popular, puts asses in the seats, he sells a bunch of tickets, but at the same time, he's on 2 strikes. They really can't put any trust into the guy because his track record outside of the ring is just so bad.
The man gets the females, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
and a good percentage
half
of the males. but I mean, like you were saying, what are they doing with him? They're doing enough for him to be on TV, but there's other things he could do than squash the Intercontinental Champion. I mean, he could squash Kofi. He could squash anyone. The only purpose for him to be on TV is just for him to be on TV. That's it.
Yeah.
And to get that huge pop.
He does. I don't understand it either.
Every time. Yeah.
They mentioned Randy Orton. You hear the women just scream.
Yeah. And Eric.
Yeah. I'm actually wearing a Randy Orton t-shirt right now.
That's surprising.
Go you.
That's what I wear. I'm wrestling.
During the match, you get a pretty good promo.
Oh, man. Didn't mean to talk to you about that one. That promo during the match. I think it was right at the beginning. It was right after Wade Barrett's entrance.
Yeah.
He was walking down doing his usual swag, and then we get a promo, a picture-in-picture promo
from Roto's main man, Bo Dallas. Now, if you listened last week, you know how much this man loved Bo Dallas, and he's
on that Bo Kool-Aid for sure.
he is drinking that Kool-Aid.
Like, why? What purpose does that man serve in a wrestling ring? Like, I don't know if I'd like him if he like worked with us at work. Like, he's like that unlikable of a person for me. Like everything I despise and how people act.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like him. Like he's got that really creepy like rapist smile. You can't even cut a legit promo. Like,
That
he's looking
underdog.
at cue cards.
That underdog.
You kept
has a
count. How
bite.
many times did he read the cue cards?
I think 6.
6
to
times. I was like, no, he didn't. He's like, oh, watch this. And we watched it. And sure enough, yeah, he read those cue cards hard.
Like it wasn't even a horrible promo.
Yeah.
You could cut it right now.
What was it? But this underdog.
This underdog
bites.
has a bite or like an underbite.
That's what
I
he
don't know
got?
what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And then that like flabby physique, that awful, like no homo, but like I just can't stand looking at the guy.
You know me and Dick are going to bring him up every single podcast.
Oh, I'm sure
Until
until
an
he's
active
just
feature
gone.
endeavor.
Until like episode 50 or whatever, and you're like, remember Bo Dallas? I'm like, who?
Who?
No, that's what
Tribal
he,
Scream.
Oh, that guy.
Oh.
Michael Jackson glove him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Him
what we're gonna
with
bring him out.
shorts.
That's what we're gonna
Oh,
bring him
God.
out as a special guest because he ain't got shit else to do but to be in Hammond, Indiana.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
might
it
need
is.
to get him in, yeah. Anyways, after retarded match of Orton versus Wade and, of course, Roto's Bo Dallas segment, we have Fandango
The return.
appear out of nowhere.
Fandango.
By the way, that new logo is pretty solid.
Did he have
I'll
like an
take it.
accent though?
Yeah.
This one? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Like really?
Did you see the part where he licked his lips?
No,
That felt really uncomfortable.
I dug it. I don't know.
I thought he was like an erotic dancer.
It
Like,
did very-
that's what I thought
yeah, like
this whole time.
lots of leather ass shots, leather cross shots. He licks his lips and then has an accent out of nowhere.
Why would they call him Fandango? Like that is like a legit ripoff. Like they're just asking to be sued if that guy goes anywhere.
Haven't they learned anything from WWF of all freaking things? You know, you get sued over that. Now you want to call yourself Fandango?
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way, our insider,
I want to be moving
Scowls, informed me that he saw him at a house show and that his finisher is like some super weak sweep, some Russian leg sweep. So I don't know. Something has to be wrong because they were showing him like 2 or 3 months ago and then he just disappeared. And all of a sudden he's back. So we'll see if he debuts. I don't really care, but whatever. We'll see him.
Elimination Chamber. He's the sixth person.
Man. Yep. There you go. So
This is so bad. We don't got any time for that.
Good point. Yeah, like keep it moving. Keep it moving.
let's get to the good stuff. You get Y2J, of course, winning the poll, or at least we think he won because nobody can vote.
No one can vote.
Whatever. That's what I wanted to see. Doesn't matter.
My bad, guys.
All them Ray votes just clogged all the internet. Stopped it all.
Who was the one that made him shave his hair?
Is that your Ray voice?
Was that Ray?
Yeah.
Wasn't bad. All right.
Yeah, no, it was on
That's
point.
good. You've been working on it.
I hate him enough to know it.
Yeah. Wow. Match of the show, hands down.
Oh,
I mean,
hell
they,
yes.
they were in WrestleMania. You know you're going to get a solid show with them two.
Like, everyone on the internet was like, oh, it's fixed. I was like, really? Like, who else did you want to see him wrestle? Like, you really want to see him wrestle like Randy
Besides, you
Orton?
want to see Ray.
Huh? Oh, God.
Besides that.
Of course it. Yeah, of course it's fixed though. Let's look at it. It's freaking Y2J's came back. They just wrestled an amazing match at Mania last year. Fuck yeah, I want to see those two again.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, what wrestling fan didn't vote for that?
Yeah.
Like, how was it fixed? Everyone was blowing up on Twitter like, oh my God, fixed vote. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
and
who I-
the Raw Roulette isn't?
yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
True.
Okay. But really good spots in this. Phenomenal match. CM Punk very vocal with the crowd, trying to get some heat, some really good things.
Can't do it.
Yeah, trying really, really hard. But I liked when he was putting him in the submission, and he was doing it Jericho style. Ask him.
Oh,
So good.
So good.
Love that sort of stuff. Of course, Michael Cole gets the call right, as always.
Oh, here he is taunting the ref. No, he's taunting Jericho.
He just doesn't know anything.
He's done this for so long. Like, you would think at one point,
like a long time.
pick
man.
up one
Like,
or two things.
I didn't realize, like, I was watching some, he called the beer bath. That's how long he's been in the announcement.
Oh my God.
He
has
called,
That's
he
true.
called the beer bath. Like, come the fuck on, bro. Like, it's bad. It's awful. When I want the combination of Booker T and JBL at the announce table,
I would
something's
take that.
gone wrong.
I would take that.
True. Phenomenal match. My match of the show, hands down.
Only downer on it. I wanted to see the Tamer. I wanted to see the Lion Tamer instead of the Wall of Jericho.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can't complain. Other than that,
Towards the end of the match too. By the way, of course, CM Punk won. CM Punk took a while to get back up, and I thought he was like maybe even hurt. I was like, what's going on? It took a long time to get up. I think even the official checked on him. Seems to be okay. But hats off to the man. He's worked every single show. What he says, he doesn't just say it, he does it. You know, last week he said he was going to be on Friday's show, Saturday's show, and Sunday's show. He was there. No ands or about about. He was going to be there regardless of what. So hats off to him for always working. And then we get the Rock promo, right? That was
the Rock
right?
promo was right after that, I think.
Rock.
Are we talking about last week's promo?
They didn't. Oh,
Wait, the Rock? Not even Satellite? But he's a champion, right? Yeah, he is a champ.
oh.
Well, the championship.
Maybe it
have
was
to
Big
show
Show.
there.
Maybe they were both in the satellite.
I mean, does the champion have to show at every show?
We might have to go back to DVR and rewind it and take a
I
look.
thought I remember the Rock promo.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you know what? It might have been all the Rock commercials, and, that's what it probably, all the Rock trailers.
He was all promoed out from the
That's
Super Bowl
what,
commercial,
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
which was terrible, by the way.
Fucking Rock.
Like, everyone I was watching it with was like, why are you so mad? I thought you liked wrestling. I'm like, that's not wrestling. That's a slap in the damn face. I said it in that voice. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Oh, jeez.
But, like, I mean, if you want, I'll cut a Rock promo.
You probably do it better. You know all the lines.
You know, I'll
Don't
come
forget
out
the
and
penis
say,
joke.
where are they, in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Atlanta. Paul Heyman's tits. Vicky Guerrero looks like a whore. CM Punk doesn't have a penis. If you smell what The Rock's
There you go,
cooking.
right there.
You got all the
Millions
points.
and millions of dollars.
Okay, we can all bash him all we want, but is the man getting people to watch wrestling again? True or false?
Yeah, and I mean, like, as much as we were like, oh, I'm boycotting wrestling, bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
still
We
not
have a
buying
damn
me.
podcast about it. We're gonna talk about it all the time.
The ratings were like a 4 point something. I mean, they're, solid ratings
Yeah.
for Raw. So I mean,
And he wasn't even on it.
so who is not watching? Who's watching for all the people who are boycotting?
Bet you the Rock wasn't watching.
Bullshit. Everyone was
The
still
Rock
watching.
wasn't, yeah.
So I mean, we'll watch. We'll grin and bear it. I think once Elimination Chamber's over, that's when Raws are gonna get good again. We're gonna suffer through 2 more Raws that are gonna be kind of lackluster. I think.
Right.
Elimination Chamber, which hopefully won't be a terrible pay per view.
Yeah.
It won't be $50 worthy.
I think we're gonna see some solid spots. Absolutely. I think there'll be some solid spots because none of the Elimination Chamber matches have the big stars in them, so they're gonna put their bodies on the line. They're gonna see some decent spots somewhere in between, so that'll be good. By the way, who's promoting Elimination Chamber match?
And who's it sponsored by?
Who's the sponsor? Right? Who's sponsoring Elimination Chamber?
I think it's sponsored by G.I. Joe
Snake
Retaliation.
Oh, surprise!
Snake
One of Rock's
Eyes.
movies.
Our fuse. Roadblock.
Roadblock,
Get the
man.
hell out of here.
At least my dude Flint's in it. Flint's got a role in it, but that's the geeks gonna start coming out, and I don't really want to.
Yeah, that's for another podcast. Me
Yeah.
and Dick are working up side
Yeah,
by side.
we got
On
side
the side.
projects.
Comic book podcast.
So yeah, enough about Rock, enough about him promoting, whatever. It's getting people in seats, getting to watch it. Whatever. Let's just get WrestleMania over with, get him out of the picture, we'll see. Whatever. Anyways, we learned afterwards that Bruno Sammartino is going to go into the Hall of Fame, which hit the internet about 4 hours prior. I don't know why they couldn't announce it to begin with.
Yeah, and it was actually WWE is.
Yeah, well, they had to
releasing it,
because
you know
somebody
what I
else
mean?
broke the
Yeah.
news or whatever. Which is great. I mean, awesome, old school wrestler. I mean, nothing that I can honestly relate to. But the man does, for all the accolades he had, he definitely deserves it. So, big up for Triple H for getting him in. I mean, I know he's been trying for like years and years and years. Since he I guess he hates the product now, and he hates the roids and whatnot. But he's finally getting in, so we'll see him. He joins the likes of Trish, got Mankind, Mick Foley, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and God, what can't I think?
Bob Backlund.
Bob Backlund, your guy.
As long as this is paining me, I hope Triple H isn't like, all right, Bruno, you're coming in, but Brett, all that shit you're talking about me, you're kicked out now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I hope it doesn't happen.
Nah,
Oof.
they can't. But Brett's really trying hard not to get any more Legends contracts.
I honestly think Triple H is business. I mean, he was part of screwing Brett too. So I mean, he's probably
If
like,
he doesn't want to do
he
business.
knows why
Oh.
Brett's saying that. Brett probably still doesn't like Triple H, which whatever.
Surprise. Yeah. Whatever. Good for Bruno. Deserves to be in it. A long time coming. Good for him. Afterwards, we find out the Big Show's waiting for the contract. Gets the contract via satellite at his hotel. Alberto attacks him to the huge pop of 3 Mexicans in like the 3rd row, which one of them was probably me that screamed into the TV. That was about it. Oh, jeez. I think Berto's doing a great job.
No, I like him, man. He's just not over with the fans right now.
Yeah, well, unless you're in like the southern states or in California, then there's plenty of over there. But yeah, we find out that they're going to be in the Elimination Chamber match, but of course, no chamber match. So
Just at the pay-per-view, but not in a chamber.
yeah, hopefully this will
So
finally end it one way or another.
There's the WWE Championship not in the chamber, and the World Heavyweight not in the chamber. So
Yes. And this entire build of Raw, I'm thinking, okay, what are we going to end with? And I forgot, oh, wait a minute. I thought Cena's going to call out the
Cena's
Shield.
got to call out the
Right.
Shield.
Right, of course. Cena's going to close out Raw.
But
Yet
before Cena could even call out the Shield, we had Brad Maddox in there
Wasn't
trying
expecting
to
that.
call out the Shield.
Yeah.
So that kind of dragged a little bit though.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're watching it and he does this John Cena and he stares at the Titantron for like a minute, waiting for
Right.
Cena to come out. And he kept kind of going back to it. I don't know, but he had the quote of the night with. I think you guys can say it better than me. He's talking about what?
About justice.
Justice! Come down and get your justice!
Yeah.
I was like, damn, Tom already got small.
Oh,
Yeah. Of course, the Shield makes their appearance. They look strong.
Talk? They
Talking, thank God. And of course, Dean Ambrose is talking. By the way, I told this to Dick, and you weren't here for it, Rotos, but if I was Dean Ambrose, I would not be able to fucking go downstairs while the song's playing, while I'm trying to talk and cut a
And while
promo.
people are like hitting you.
Yeah. And
Speaking of going down the stairs, we're gonna go ahead and skip ahead. When Cena comes down the stairs, did you see that little kid absolutely mark out? He was like,
a black kid, wasn't
yeah,
it?
dude, he went nuts.
No,
I thought Cena was gonna trample him.
And did you see Sheamus marking out himself just with this freakazoid look on his face? I'm like, really?
I like Sheamus.
No.
I like him pre-Irish. I can't even say that. That's a tongue twister.
Irish shenanigans?
Irish Sheena.
Oh, Irish
Oh,
shenanigans.
I'll say that in
Oh,
my
Sean Connery.
Connery.
I'll take Irish Sheena for 400. Jap anus relations.
Yes.
That's Japan-U.S. relations.
I'll take the rapist as therapist.
Saber!
Keep going. Off topic.
Oh, God.
Can we induct Sean Connery into Life on the MidCard Hall of Fame?
Absolutely.
Can we
Number
induct
one,
him?
Since we already got Drew Carey, then might as well put him there.
Connery or fake Connery?
No, I think we need Will Forte Connery.
Okay.
Not real Sean Connery.
Oh, okay.
Will Forte.
Alright, we'll see. After Bo
Anal
Dallas. We gotta start saving to bring him
Bo
up.
Dallas. Oh, he's number one.
Yeah.
He'll be
He's number one on our list.
inaugural inductee, Bo Dallas.
And I'll give him a goddamn super kick.
Alright, so we have Bo Dallas and the JC Shazado. Those are like the first two, right?
Absolutely.
And then we're gonna throw in Connery. I like it.
Right.
And
we gotta
little-
work towards Gangrel at one point.
and little black
Sure.
kid who marked out for Cena.
That kid was just like pumped. He could have died tomorrow and been happy.
Yeah. Anywho, back on track. Shield goes in, starts ripping, Brad Maddox, the new one. Of course, we hear the C Nation start playing. Here comes Cena through the crowd. Then we already alluded to, Sheamus and
then
Ryback coming in.
Get some justice.
Cena style. Oh, pissed me off so much hearing
You
it.
were pretty upset.
I was so angry. Like, again, I watched that this morning after I got up, got home from work, sat down, watched that, heard that, and was like, God damn it, Michael Cole. Justice. Cena style. No. God damn it. Way to ruin shit,
You
Cole.
think he really likes Cena that much, or is Vince McMahon?
He has to like
In
him.
his
Nobody else
ear,
does.
no, he likes him. I think he does.
I don't know.
Even King doesn't like Cena that much.
I don't think he knows what the hell's going on.
At least he knows he's on freaking Raw, not SmackDown.
I'm surprised he didn't call out, Cena has a new shirt, 10 years strong, like he did with Punk's.
Oh,
yeah.
I heard a boost to asses, but Punk's got a knees to faces. Like, really? Month later, goddamn.
It's like a 3-month-old shirt.
Jeez.
Everyone in the crowd's wearing it.
Yeah.
Like they gave it out that night. Son of a bitch.
God damn it.
So we end Raw with them attacking the Shield, and the Shield, running towards, the the back, but of course the rest of the superstars come out to block their way. They come back in, get jumped again, whatever. They leave, Raw ends. So of course we're leading up to a 3-on-3, which I guess that's going to be then the Elimination Chamber match.
I think it after it went off the air. It's been confirmed online already. Cena did challenge him to a match at the Elimination Chamber, so 3 against 3. But it's got to be in the chamber. That would be so good to have a 6-man tag in the chamber with the eliminating each other.
I think it'd be good.
Except I don't see Ryback getting pinned or Cena getting pinned.
Especially leading into WrestleMania.
You really think they're gonna make Cena lose at the pay-per-view before?
Cena will end up winning the match, but I think Ryback and Sheamus will get pinned. Because think about it, they really don't have like a WrestleMania push right now. That might be it. I mean,
yeah,
it might be something between Sheamus and Ryback. 'Cause they kind of like didn't they butt heads? Like they alluded to that like in the Royal Rumble. So maybe something happens during that match where Ryback and Sheamus are going at it. I don't see how they do that because like they wanted to make Sheamus a top face,
yeah,
Ryback to be a top face.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could go either way.
What doesn't compute to me is you're putting Ryback in the sense of why would he even go for the U.S. belt then at that point? He's gonna have to go for a major title.
He's in a main event again, main event type thing.
Yeah, I don't see a benefit.
There's 2 things I like from this. Well, one thing I don't like is I'm afraid they might make the Shield look weak again with them losing to Cena.
Yeah.
Who Cena's gonna eliminate all 3 of them probably, which is gonna piss me off. But the couple things I like, Sheamus being in that match means he's not the number 1 contender for
the other
heavyweights.
Yeah.
Good for that. I'm sticking his ass.
Yep.
Let him get away and do some other shit. 2, this kind of makes the whole. I think we talked about it before with the leaked Big 4 matches for WrestleMania. It's supposed to be Randy Orton and Sheamus for the World Heavyweight at Mania. Well, that ain't gonna happen now. Sheamus isn't gonna be the number 1 contender.
I don't see how that happens either. I see like Ziggler, Daniel Bryan, or something like that. I mean, that would be to me would be just like,
Yeah.
like I would just like. I would love that. That would be worth, the price of admission right there, and I'm sure it would open the show. So everything after that is just,
It's past 18 seconds, I guess we're winning at that point.
So yeah, that to me is good. Sheamus not in it, but I'm just afraid of them burying the Shield with this. I mean, let the Shield at least beat the shit out of some other people in some matches real quick, but not their second one, Cena. It just scares me.
You said the key word, matches. Put them in matches.
Right, I mean, they're going to be in a match, which is a plus. And then also the plus that I see coming out of last night was at least the show didn't end with them laying on their backs and Cena doing, his little 5 feet in the air, pointing at the WrestleMania thing. Like, they left. Sure, they did a heel thing where they left, but they were all on their own power.
Yeah.
No one, the show didn't end with like Cena standing over one of them flexing or doing, getting a squiggly vein in his arm all pumped up. So, I mean, there's pluses to it. I think it'll still be okay. I think they're smart enough to know they got something good on their hands.
Let's be serious. Come on.
Who knows? I'm hoping.
All right.
I'm hoping Triple H is in Vince McMahon's ear like,
Just like that.
Like, look, Cena's gonna win at Mania. He'll have his time. Just let these young guys
now.
Oh, god damn it!
And with that, we'll go ahead and just wrap up Raw.
Wow.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back and take that trip back in time. We'll jump into the DeLorean and talk about the pay-per-views of the past. We'll talk about current pay-per-views and the future. As the topic of the week for this week is pay-per-views for the WWE.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change! Come and take your best shot! I tried to be a nice guy. I tried to play by the rules. You turned your backs on me! I snapped!
Alright, and welcome back to Life on the MidCard. And we are back with the topic of the week. And since we're so early into the pay-per-view schedule, we thought it'd be a good time to kind of dig deep, talk about the pay-per-views in WWE, kind of analyze them, see what we like, see what we don't like, so on and so forth. So straight off the bat, we got the schedule starting off January, of course, the Royal Rumble, which we already saw. And then you go into Elimination Chamber. Afterwards, you go into WrestleMania, Extreme Rules. June is a curveball this year. It's yet to be determined. And ironically, that's the show we're going to be at because that's the Chicago show. So that's awesome. Which I think they're talking Fatal Forward. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. July, Money in the Bank. August, SummerSlam, of course. September, Night of Champions. October is actually Over the Limit, which last year I believe was the June one.
Yeah, that's
so
what
they moved it over. October has another one. Has Hell in the Cell. So you have 2 that month. And then November we got Survivor Series. In December we got TLC, and then we recycle, go back and start over again. Come to January. Any one of these events really stand out to you? I mean, we got the major 4: Royal Rumble,
Big 4 for sure.
WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
And Survivor Series is like been questionable as far as like a big 4. Like nothing really significant other than the Shield debut has happened at Survivor Series in a while.
What about that R-Truth and Miz tag team?
Damn, that's a stare down.
Didn't like
You
that one?
can't hear my stare, but it was pretty.
I think my soul got pierced pretty hard
Pretty
on that one. I agree with you. I think that's one of the kind of the weak link of the major 4. But I think those are solid, pay-per-views with good names. I like them a lot. But I think some of it's just kind of getting a little stale. I know me and Roto had discussion in the past, but the thing with Survivor Series is, do these elimination matches, the big tag team matches, do they mean anything?
Yeah, the whole traditional Survivor Series match, the elimination, team match, is useless. I mean, this year it kind of helped give Ziggler a good push because he ended up being the sole survivor, which there's always one of those.
Yep. Debut the Super Kick.
Oh yeah, that was a big moment in Roto history.
Yeah.
When I seen him super kick, I was like, I didn't even know what to do with myself. I just stood there with my hands in the air. I didn't know what to do.
And that monkey flip.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
so damn
so
good.
man.
Oh.
we can go on and on
Yeah.
about zigzag. We can
All
honestly have
day.
a zigzag
We
show.
might have to have a topic where it's just Ziggler.
Just
but
Ziggler talk. All right.
what they need to do, the quickest fix would be change the name of Elimination Chamber back to what was it? St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Oh,
Yeah.
Attitude Era, man.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a solid one. Well, there's just so many good names to do. Put that Elimination Chamber in Survivor Series. I mean, it makes the most sense. I mean, it's one match that like would only fit that pay-per-view. You can't just. It's not like Hell in a Cell. You can't just like pull it out of nowhere because there has to be so many participants. And I think it should be. I honestly think the title should be for it. I mean, obviously they don't want to hurt The Rock. So they don't want to put it in it. So right now this year like really doesn't make any sense. But other than that, I don't like the gimmick pay-per-views. I don't like forcing Hell in a Cell. TLC's okay. I like Extreme Rules. I think they could change the name. Like something like One Night Stand. I thought was like an awesome nickname or pay-per-view name.
Yeah.
Extreme Rules is kind of like
Kind of cheesy nowadays.
yeah, it's kind of cheesy if anything.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're not terrible. Night of Champions is always awesome. I think that's really good that all the belts are on the line. I don't know. What do you guys think?
What do you think, Dave? What do you think about these gimmick pay-per-view matches?
I
I mean, a lot of this pay-per-view lineup.
The majority of it, well, you go back to the. Let me see. Back in the '90s, it was Big 4. Okay, and then kind of 5 when they threw my favorite pay-per-view of all time in there, the King of the Ring. I love the King of the Ring.
King of the Ring should come
Love
back.
the King of the Ring. That was
They actually
June.
use that to build people. That was
And
supposed to go.
I mean, look at all the great ones that came out.
Ken Shamrock.
Brett Austin, the damn Austin 316 promo came from the King of the Ring after beating Jake the Snake. Yep. You've got Shamrock with the King of the Ring.
Triple H.
We got the man who Lucifer loves more than anybody.
1999.
Badass.
Billy Gunn.
I mean, it
By the
it
way,
was
he beats X-Pac.
oh, shit.
No
Nice.
Bronco Buster.
It was a stepping stone for the mid-carders to be like, you know what, we
Yeah.
believe in you, we're going to push you. It's almost like the Money in the Bank now.
King Book.
That was
King
last
Booker.
time they did it, right? I
King
think that's
Sheamus?
No.
Oh.
Oh, they did that last.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah.
But then, well, it used to be Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam. Before that, they would throw King of the Ring in there, and then Survivor Series. at the time, they figured, we need more money, let's make more pay-per-views. So what do they start doing? In your houses. And they're in your house 1, in your house 2, in your house 3, and they didn't have names. They were just called 1, 2, 3. After a while, they started putting the names behind them, like In Your House, Canadian Stampede, which is one of my favorites of all time. Of course, come on, man, Team Canada against Team USA, which was like Austin, Undertaker, and Goldust, which is, when you look back on it, it's kind of crazy. But, so then they started the strip away In Your House, and just name them for what rivalry is going on. Like Unforgiven, Bad Blood. Bad Blood was the debut of Hell in a Cell. You got Bad Blood, why? Undertaker, Michaels hate each other. You know what? We're fighting in this cell. Like, oh shit, there's your Bad Blood. Then you have Unforgiven, you have Judgment Night. And what did they end up doing? Oh, Backlash was another one, which was great.
Backlash was really good because it ended up being right after WrestleMania, and it makes sense.
Yeah,
the
true.
Backlash of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So,
and it had one of those. It had the swinging like hook things.
oh,
Those are sweet.
oh my god, I can't think. That's not so much a pendulum.
It was
Tennis
like,
pendulum, that's all I can think of.
it was like a swinging meat hook. That's
Yeah,
all it was.
there you go. Oh, try that. No. But the names of the pay-per-views were almost determined by the big major feud that's what's going on at the time. And then it ended up just sticking. Like, let's just stick with us. Each December, let's make it this. Or I think the first December one that I could remember was Armageddon. And then it was another Armageddon the next year, another Armageddon the next year. And then when did they end up changing that to Vengeance?
New Year's Revolution.
New Year's Revolution, which is an amazing name.
That was
so good.
That should
So
just
good.
be back in December.
To kind of piggyback off of your point is that now it's like you're building it around the pay-per-view rather than the feud be built towards the pay-per-view and you make that the pay-per-view.
Exactly.
The pay-per-view now is that one. So
exactly,
like,
which
Hell in a
is
Cell
what
is
the
going to be a
gimmick
Hell in
is.
a Cell match.
When's Hell in the Cell this year? October? Alright, we'll throw these two in a cell. No, it should be, we're feuding, we've had ourselves a last man standing match, okay. Then I want, you know what? We're going to end this shit tonight. Hell in a Cell. Let's do this. Which was so great in terms of how many Hell in a Cell matches were on Raw back in like the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
It was just you know what? We're fighting in the cell. You know what? We're going to have a ladders match. And now it's almost designed just to have those matches at the pay-per-views. And to me, it takes away from the feuds. Like with the Sheamus thing at Survivor Series this year, he's beating the shit out of Big Show with a chair. Oh, they're going to have a chairs match at TLC next month. And it's, you know, it's predictable.
Right. And that kind of leads to my point a little bit, and this can sound really kind of almost minimal, but I like the surprise aspect of it. Like, all right, what's the next pay-per-view? Like you said, okay, we're going to see this person, in a tables match or whatever it will be. I would rather have that surprise. I mean, what's going to be on the next pay-per-view? And then they announce it. Oh, you know what? I want to face you in a ladders match. Razor Ramon style.
Exactly.
Had to put him in at one point or another.
Yeah.
Episode 3.
We already
gotta be in there.
we had Badass already.
Yep.
Okay.
Anywho, I like the surprises of it when you're thinking what's going to happen next, rather than thinking, okay, what's the next review? Okay, this will be then the main event.
Yeah, like, who's
That
the
particular
champion
one.
now? And TLC's next? Alright, so they'll be in a TLC match. Or they'll be in a ladders match, tables match. Yes.
Right. I mean, it's cool because you kind of build up to it, like, oh man, this year we get this match, or we get this pay per view at Chicago or California, wherever it may be, which is cool to an extent. But I like the surprise aspect of it, and part of me feels that they're getting kind of stale. I agree with you with the whole Survivor Series thing. They don't mean nothing. I think one point that we were talking about earlier off the air is that
The dark match.
Yes, during the dark match, we were talking about how the Survivor Series would have like a huge faction. You have all of DX against like a super team of faces, which is cool. That there's a faction that you want to take over, and we're getting them there. I think the last time we saw that was like with the Nexus, but then of course Cena took them all out or whatever the hell it was during it. But that makes sense. Okay, that's good for Survivor Series. But other than that, I mean, I don't see the benefit of having it. You don't, like you were saying, it doesn't build into anything besides the quote unquote lone survivor or whatever it may be. Or I was the one that took out this big person in this match or whatever. We brought up a lot of different older pay-per-views, goodies such as New Year's Revolution, Backlash. One of my favorites, Bad Blood. You touched upon that. I thought that's really, really good. Unforgiven, Armageddon, No Way Out. By the way,
Yes.
when they had No Way Out, and that's when the NWO debuted, that was an amazing idea.
NWO.
Yeah, so good. Vince was like laughing, like when he's throwing the millions of dollars in the fucking air. I thought that was brilliant of having them debut at No Way Out. They also, I think, they did the Great American Bash at one point, which is kind of cool. The homage to WCW. I think that's a pretty good name. You know,
Bring that Bash at the Beach.
That could be one of them too. Absolutely. We got No Mercy. They used to do the December to Dismember, and that was, I guess, the homage to ECW, which I care less, but nonetheless. King of the Ring, then your house shows, Over the Edge, Bragging Rights, and then recently we had the Capital Punishment, but that didn't go anywhere. So I agree with you guys on a lot of different points. The business side of things, it makes it easier, I guess, on the superstars as well. I mean, you're going to build them up. You have that time off prior to WrestleMania by not having a pay-per-view. You make it up in October where, you know, you can kind of go anywhere with the storylines, sort of the deal. But again, I like the surprise aspect a lot more than just going into a particular pay-per-view that we know what's going to happen. Any particular one you guys like has to go. Like one of that, you just like, this is just dumb. Just get rid of it. I'm going to go with Extreme Rules. I think that's the pay-per-view I think that they really don't need. That can be anything you can always add. You can add a street fight whenever you want. You can add a false count anywhere, a last man standing match. You can put it anywhere rather than just Extreme Rules. And to your point, I think it's kind of cheesy for the name. I'd rather they change it to something new. So give me something different for the month of May. Anything you want out, Roto?
Other than Elimination Chamber, I really don't like Hell in a Cell. I would kind of like going with what Dick said. That match should be something that means something for a storyline. That should be like, all right, you won one, I won one. Let's settle this. This is the last match. We'll move on to a different feud. Mm-hmm. And the Hell in a Cell is just like forced. I mean, like, it kind of helped Ben Ryback's case this year for like his push with the whole Brad Maddox thing. But I mean, other than that, that was the only one too. What was the point of that? You know, if they're going to do that, then both titles have to be in those gimmick matches. Yeah. Just like with Elimination Chamber. What the hell? Neither of them are. Yeah. It's just like it'll end up either opening the show or being in the middle of the show, and that's the title of the show. Like they could do something so much clever, like with like Money in the Bank, instead of having that. Which I think this should be the last year if they're going to have it at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, I think it's cool to have it at WrestleMania. I think that was something they were talking about, but they didn't go through it.
I think they decided that they're going to keep it in its own pay-per-view this year.
So it's in July. Great American Bash. You know, 4th of July.
Perfect.
Like, things like that. And that's what I'm saying. So, like, October, Halloween Havoc or something like that.
Bring back
some of this. You own that shit.
Yeah.
You own those badass names. December. Like Dick was talking about, New Year's Revolution. That's awesome.
I think that goes more towards Vince's ego, too, thinking, I own those names. Fuck you, WCW.
But I'm not going to
use
it.
Right.
That didn't build this house. I agree.
I have a feeling, though, Triple H takes over, I have a feeling we'll start seeing more of those.
Maybe once in a while. To kind of go back to your point, Roto, with Elimination Chamber, the cool thing about that is that prior to this year is that you have that major match, there is very little chance of that person retaining. So it could be a new champion going into WrestleMania, which is phenomenal. Of course, this year, you don't have that happening because none of them are going to be on the line. But I remember, I think one year, Chris Jericho won right before going into WrestleMania in an Elimination Chamber. Nobody was expecting that. That's the awesome thing where they can kind of throw you that curve with that match that way. And it only happens, once a year. But unfortunately, it looks like they dropped the ball this year around with it. But I could agree with you. I can see them either moving Elimination Chamber or figure something out with it.
They should either move it or, especially with this year, looking how... All right, Brock won that Rumble. Brock won, so you know he's going to be the damn champion at Mania, especially if Cena won the Rumble. And it's like, all right, well then that almost made Elimination Chamber useless. And what happened during it? It almost is useless this year. What are we going to do? Have a number one contenders match for the heavyweight championship, and then that's it? So me, they should either move the Chamber to a different month, or just get rid of it, period. Bring St. Valentine's Day Massacre for February. So good.
And that name doesn't give anything away. You can do anything you want.
Same thing like Great American Bash in July. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Just a seasonal name.
Right, 4th of July, Great American Bash.
SummerSlam is in August. All right, summer.
Perfect. Works fine.
Right. Anybody against SummerSlam always being in Los Angeles?
Is it always in Los Angeles?
I think the last 4 or 5 years has always been. I think if they're going to be doing that, every single one is going to be Los Angeles.
No, you want the hottest. SummerSlam just, screams hot weather.
But man, until something changes, the buy rate for that is crazy, and they sell out, the Staples Center like every time, or wherever they're doing it at now. It won't be before too long. They'll have that as like almost like another WrestleMania where like they'll be selling out like baseball stadiums or football stadiums and stuff like that. You know, it wouldn't surprise me to see it in Candlestick, you know, out in San Francisco or something like that. So I understand that aspect of it. You don't want SummerSlam, even though like you can have it in Chicago. I mean, you could have it at Soldier Field. I mean, it's hot in Chicago.
Yeah.
So I mean, it all depends. I am kind of like, it's a big pay-per-view, and that's like what kind of sucks about WrestleMania. We'll never see it in Chicago.
Yeah.
I think this year
Used to be, not the way it's been built up lately, though.
Well, yeah, and I understand that, but like,
Unless they move it to a different venue.
I think after how cold this WrestleMania is going to be, it's going to be cold out, man. It is going to be in New York in March and April. It's not going to be nice unless we have some like freak weather change come in.
Yeah.
Like just like with them, totally not related to wrestling, but with football, the Super Bowl is going to be in New York next year. It's going to be fucking cold. Like, it's just, for something like that, the biggest show of the year, it should be, and if it's going to be outdoors, it needs to be in a warm weather spot, or it needs to be in a dome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you right now, there will be negative effects of it being, like, think about this. Guys are wearing nothing but, like, pretty much just underwear, and it could be 20 degrees out.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
It could snow.
It could out snow.
No, we can only hope. Just a bunch of mini heads.
Steve Blackman cheeseheads coming down too, man. Head cheese.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, yes. Lethal Weapon. No, but back to the pay-per-views. I don't know. The Elimination Chamber to me just is another one that could be an awesome match to have feuds in on a Monday night on a Raw. Just at another pay-per-view at a Survivor Series, it could be there. I don't think it really warrants its own pay-per-view to me, and if it does, move it to another month. Especially with this year, like I said, how everything seemed to be built months in advance with, once in a lifetime again. It almost makes February like, what's the point of having an Elimination Chamber? There's great memes online of The Rock smiling and it says Elimination Chamber, and we'll just make it a one-on-one. It's true. It almost seems pointless.
Wasn't the original Elimination Chamber like at New Year's Revolution? Where didn't Edge cash in on Cena after an Elimination Chamber?
I know he cashed in
and I
at
believe
the
it was at New Year's Revolution.
Yeah.
Maybe we can look it up.
Yeah,
later.
because it has like it had like a little dragon motif
with me
in the
being
back. And,
with me being an Edge head,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And that was the first one. Well, that was the first Money in the Bank. The first time he cashed in Money in the Bank.
Right.
That's why it was so crazy. Like everyone thought the pay-per-view was over. Yeah, like Dick said, I don't think it warrants its own. Elimination Chamber. Or I mean, its own pay-per-view.
I agree. To an extent, I mean, you can use these in so many different ways, like how they used them in the past. Like how the Money in the Bank was at WrestleMania. It's another one of those big matches. You're always gonna get those hardcore wrestling fans that want to see that match because that hopefully one of the young talents will be winning that match. Whereas like you go into a Money in the Bank pay-per-view and the first match you see is a Money in the Bank, and I mean it's cool. That's the first thing you're gonna be seeing. But what about the rest of the matches? You know what I mean? I would rather it just be a match in one of the actual reasons than one in itself.
And with Money in the Bank, how like us being so old school, like the two titles should close out every show. It should be 1 and 2.
Yeah. So
how are you gonna have Money in the Bank be the headline of the pay-per-view when that shouldn't even close the show? Essentially, I mean the whole pay-per-view is wrapped around something that has nothing to do with the title.
Agreed.
Also, I just looked up Elimination Chamber 2002 at Survivor Series.
Really? Damn, it's that old?
And who won it? Shawn Michaels.
Look
Look it up. It was Triple H went in as a champion against Booker T, Jericho, Kane, Michaels, and RVD.
That was when Shawn
show.
came. Yeah, that was when Shawn
When
came back.
he
actually.
came
Actually,
back.
on
He
that.
came back and he
the
won it.
Jesus juice?
Yeah.
Was there one at New Year's Revolution though? So that way I don't seem like
There was the third one was at New Year's Revolution in San Juan, Puerto Rico,
Really?
and let's see, Triple H won it. Batista, Benoit, Edge, Jericho, Randy Orton, and Triple H. And Shawn Michaels is a special guest referee. Goddamn you, Shawn Michaels, you're everywhere.
He's always in special guest referees.
Yeah.
I think he's ref more than Earl Hebner.
Probably. Let's take a look back at some.
I'm all about Mike Chioda. Chioda's got it down.
That's
No
your
one,
guy.
no one really knows
Well,
of
Armstrong.
Chioda.
He's got that
Armstrong.
real like
yeah,
stiff
he's-
cow.
yeah, super slow one. I don't know. What's up?
Me and Moose have been talking about it though. Where'd that black rep come from? He pops up. It was like when Brad Maddox showed up. Maybe there's a storyline with a black rep.
Yeah,
you know.
Dang, dude, why's it gotta be like that?
Hey man, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'll get you on TV, dog.
I'm gonna tell you what, that black rep, impressive.
What the hell?
Pretty long brought him in probably since he brings it.
Now hold on just a minute, players. There's way too many white refs out here.
He started off as a ref too.
Gotta get us a brother.
Yeah,
He was a manager and he did refereeing when he came in at 30F, so he was you refereed some good ones.
During the Alliance years.
Yeah.
The WCW Alliance.
I think he refereed the Michaels versus Triple H SummerSlam match when they got a street fight.
Wouldn't surprise me
Phenomenal.
if his first match
Was
was
a
a tag team match with The Undertaker. The Undertaker.
Okay. Let's take a look back at WCW pay-per-view. Since we were kind of saying earlier, I mean, they own these rights. Will Vince ever, eat his pride and start maybe using some of these names? You have things like Sold Out, Super Brawl, the Wrestle War, Uncensored, which I thought was pretty cool. The Spring Stampede, Dick's favorite Bash at the Beach. Just that name is so nice, man. Road Wild. I think that's the one with Leno, right?
that was when Leno. Yeah, they were outside and nothing but bikers everywhere. Yeah.
Speaking of outside, what happens if they make a pay-per-view where it's always outside? How does it do Bash at the Beach and it's always somewhere outside?
Like on a beach?
I don't know.
Like in Panama City Beach during spring break? Could you imagine how badass
Oh
that would
my
be?
jeez.
It'd be uncontrollable.
Road
Yeah.
trip.
I mean, I went to spring break Panama City Beach and I don't remember a whole lot of it. To be honest with you.
We also had
Fall Brawl. Yes, Fall Brawl.
Yep.
My favorite.
Halloween Havoc.
Oh,
That was a very
so
good one.
good. Halloween
Yeah.
Havoc.
The
The set was always real nice. I don't know, that might be kind of
with the
like...
huge Snickers pumpkin all the time. Snickers all over on top of that. The debut of the Get Tag. The Get Tag! One of Dick's favorites. Along with
Shabani!
fucking Shabani. God, I hate that man so much.
Oh,
Starcade.
Starcade was WCW.
Wasn't that their like WrestleMania?
That was WrestleMania.
That was like
Starcade,
their
yes.
top thing, right?
Yeah.
That was like Sting's show, pretty much.
Practically, yeah. That and Clash of the Champions.
Clash of the
Champions. That was their free, only on TBS pay-per-view kind of, which was fucking awesome.
Cool idea.
It was
Yeah.
great. That was their pay-per-view.
Vince is like, I ain't giving that money up.
See that? It's free pay-per-views.
That was like there was another meme that it's got Vince's face and he's like, Super Bowl for free? Nah, I'll just charge $60 for it.
Yeah, for real. Speaking of that, pay-per-view prices. That's $55 for HD.
And you know I'm going to watch it in HD because I'm a snob.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm not gonna.
Why even offer anything else?
Like my mom got me a DVD for Christmas. Like I super kicked her right in the jaw.
Oh my god.
I was like, what are we, poor?
Fuck.
What was the DVD after that? Who was it?
It's like Bad Boys 2 or something. I was like, Mary. She didn't even want it to be called Mom. In her own house. I was like, you son of a bitch.
Then you start whining the bands.
Huh?
Start hitting
Yeah.
them.
Oh man.
I was like, either you get in the kitchen and cook me an omelet, or you start. You're gonna wake up 4 hours later picking up your goddamn teeth. Get this TV out of my sight.
You know what I'd like to say? I think this exempts me from my black ref conversation a little while ago. I think I'm like, all right, I'm off the hook for all that.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Shit.
looking at the wrapping. I'm like, if this isn't an Xbox game,
I just imagine that grin on your face.
Oh, jeez. Fuck. You know what?
Mary, you're fired.
Put on the guitar riff hits.
But
I came into that.
so, oh god, what was that? Back to the WCW pay-per-views. Jeez, it set up the assaults on our,
Poor
matriarchs.
Man.
World War III to me was a good ass name. Wasn't that the?
That was the
Oh,
ring
that
on
was
top of
that
the
the
ring on
huge-
top of the ring, right?
Was it the double stack ring or the rings next,
Yeah.
like the three rings?
I think
like
it was
in
the
a
rings all
tri-
together, the Road Warriors and
So
every other
fucking
one.
badass to me. I'm sorry, you're running from one ring into another. Think of all the shit that could be going down
Yeah.
for that, especially with the high flyers.
But
Oh.
what made it so good back in the day was that you had all these athletic luchadors. They would
Oh,
bring
the
all
cruiserweight division
hell
made
yeah.
that.
They made that amazing. What are they gonna do now? They got nobody. They got
Job.
nobody. Yeah.
Good job.
They're gonna job, yeah.
Didn't it have one where they built like RoboCop came in? There was like 3 stories.
RoboCop came in. He was, for some reason, I think, was it Sting?
in like some kind of cell, and RoboCop came in and broke him out of the cell. Oh shit!
WCW them gimmicks, man.
You know, I used to watch WCW. I did, and when I look back on it, like, what the fuck? Wrestling? I don't know. Jeez. And then what happened was, like I would watch. That was when Nitro was 3 hours, so I'd watch the first hour of Nitro and then switch to Raw. Until the time when I switched to Raw and I saw fucking McMahon seizing on the ground, I was like, fuck, I gotta watch this all the time now.
You can't miss it.
That original bump. Oh god, so good.
You don't know nobody told me anything in the back, like, good bump.
Yeah, they were
Good
probably
job.
like, what the fuck was that?
As soon as he walked back, though, good
Like
job,
anyone
man.
else who takes that bump gets fired.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah. What was that?
Except for Scott Hall, he
That
got a
was in
fucking
the-
raise. That's all he got.
What was that in the Austin Blu-ray, wasn't it? I think Jericho's talking about how bad that bump was.
Yeah.
He's like, he's just like, anyone else, rip the new asshole because of Vince, though. Good job.
Good bump.
Good one. Oh,
Good
man.
bump.
Jeez.
We also had Slamboree was another one of the big, I guess, WCW
That's cool.
pay-per-views. That's not bad. A little cheesy nowadays compared to what they're really using because they're trying to be more edgier. But I mean, they got the kids. That's one of their major outlets of views. They could definitely go into it. If we had to get a perfect schedule for pay-per-views, how would you guys build these pay-per-views? How would you go when it comes to January to December? How would you go?
January to December? Oh. Give me the Rumble, for sure. Always got, you can't mess with the Rumble. Give me St. Valentine's Day Massacre, do Mania. After that, oh geez, see it. I don't know, bring back King of the Ring. I want to insert King of the Ring back into it. So give that one to June. May would be kind of like a just pick whatever the hell you want. Get rid of Money in the Bank, put that back into the Mania. Give me like Bash at the Beach or something like that for July. But then again, they might not do that for the simple fact that Bash at the Beach followed by SummerSlam, kind of like two back to back.
Yeah, they're kind of similar a little bit.
Then, so what would that leave us with? Like the later years, or like the later months? I'm sorry. I think out of all the gimmick pay-per-views, I keep TLC. I think that's the only one that I don't really have too much of a problem with. Granted, I would love to see TLC matches on Raws, but I guess they figure maybe they're too violent, so let's keep them to pay-per-views.
Yeah,
I think that's another thing, and I think that's another thing why they're not doing them on Raws. Is they might feel as though, these might be a little too much for our, TV PG, so let's put them on pay-per-views, which was like the TLC match with the Shield. Oh God,
so good,
so good. I'd like go away pretty much all the gimmicks, bring back
just some universal names.
Yeah, we don't
ones
need
where like it doesn't matter how the storyline's going. You can just plug in the matches as you need to. Just bring back some cool, original, or even come up with something new.
Yeah.
But like, just get rid of the gimmick pay-per-views. That's the only thing that I want to go. I could care less what they're called. I just hate being like, oh, February, it's time for Elimination Chamber, or oh, December, it's time for a TLC, or Extreme Rules right after WrestleMania. Like, go from the best pay-per-view of the year to arguably the most cheesiest and forced pay-per-view of the year, like 1 month after.
Yeah,
it's rough.
I agree. I'm also completely against the idea of October needing to have 2 pay-per-views because you get nothing done when it comes to storylines. You don't build anything concrete. You have 2 pay-per-views in 1 month, and I guess to make up the loss for the build-up to Mania. But even then, I mean, you just need 1, and I think Halloween Havoc would be amazing for October instead of either Hell in a Cell or this year is Over the Limit. But I think that would be just solid just to get to 1. I think you need to be able to build up to these. And I hate it, it's like, oh, we just finished a review, and then you see in the background, it's like 2 weeks away from this. I was like, already?
Yeah,
I was like, no, you don't get anything out of it. A lot of times it's just rematches. I mean, we saw the freaking Sheamus Alberto every other freaking pay-per-view.
If you're going to do a pay-per-view schedule, do it on like the last Sunday of every month. Give me a good whole month of fucking build instead of like just, oh, this one's over. Oh shit, 3 weeks already, and then a whole like 6 weeks of build for the next one. Like, the hell?
And another one that, like, I was just looking at the list we got here. Another one that, like, I'm surprised with how big the Twitter push and the social media push. I'm surprised Cyber Sunday hasn't come back. Just because, like that's like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, like
The
even
whole
with
Raw
the Raw
Active.
Active. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be like an entire thing. Like, it would be perfect. like, it wouldn't surprise me if that honestly was ours. Because Fatal 4-Way is really bland. I mean, that's a terrible name for a pay-per-view. It could be worse. I think Hell in a Cell would be the worst one to go see. I mean, me and you talked about this. But, like, I'm
Better
surprised.
Elimination Chamber would be horrible to watch.
Yeah,
live.
anything like that, because viewing it will be terrible.
Just watching the time drop, might as well watch it at home.
Exactly. But I'll be surprised if Cyber Sunday doesn't come back.
Yeah, that
Just
one's
because,
not
like, it's right up their alley right now.
Yeah,
It's
they're
exactly what they
revamp
want
it
to do.
around the social media
Exactly.
network. Throw in a couple of touts. You'll be good.
Wouldn't surprise me if the damn Titantron was a Twitter bird.
Yes.
Would work.
A constant Twitter feed.
Yeah, like on the Titantron.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they can't risk that. We'll have to probably like filter it
Oh,
prior.
yeah.
Since
It's not
they'll
live.
have us healed on there, you know. Talking what we're gonna
Do
talk.
it live.
That's a damn good. Oh, that's pretty good. Aside from my, bring back King of the Ring and build up more stars. That perfect for what they're doing. Cyber Sunday.
And you could do whatever with it. You're not forced into doing something like as far as a gimmick pay per view. You could throw them in there,
Yeah.
and then the whole thing would be, and they can break it anyway. Doesn't matter. Just change it up.
But at least give the fans like a choice of three.
Absolutely.
Do you want to see them do this? Do you want to see them do this? Or do
You want to build up tout, have it involved directly into a pay per view like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. Obviously, they're going to do whatever they want.
Yeah,
But-
good idea though. I think that's solid. One thing that came to mind for me as something they can do, completely never done before. They've done it before, like on Raws. What about like a throwback pay-per-view? I love it when they have like the throwback Monday Night Raws and have the old school set, the old school logo, and now they can say WF again. Hell, make it a whole pay-per-view around that. Maybe once a year, we have this. I'm not saying have all the legends come back, but have them make the cameos. You still build a story so you have it, but then you got the old school ring, you have the old school, Eugene comes back.
If they brought back In Your House, like the set, that was awesome. Like Shawn Michaels coming out on top of the house. Like, I know it's not really a big deal now, but back in the day, you're like, he's on top of that fucking house. Like, now how's the rest going to get down? And then you got McMahon micing out, oh my God, no one else but Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and then you got Todd Pango in the back trying to, who's going to win a house tonight? They gave away a fucking house at the very first In Your House pay-per-view. Yes, bring that back. Bring back that set. I mark out. I'm doing it now. I'm thinking about it now. I'm going
By the way,
crazy.
the Rumble set was really nice. That big-ass
Ooh.
screen. That was sweet.
But did you watch the pre-show? Cesaro's flag looked amazing on that damn thing. Oh,
Yeah. That's one thing you gotta give it up to them. Like the motifs for all the pay-per-views they have. Some of them kind of rehash them using the same ones, but they're all spot on. Like the Night Champions has all the belts and banners all around with like the royal red.
Got a classic
carpet.
look to it.
Looks good. Looks really, really good. You have, Hell in a Cell always has the flames everywhere. Their poster was awesome this year. Had CM Punk as the belt.
They did that poster like back in like July, because I remember he leaked it on Twitter of like the makeup, and I was like, what the fuck is that for?
Yeah.
And then as Hell in a Cell came around, I was like, oh, well now that makes sense.
Well,
'cause
shit,
it's beyond.
I think the Survivor Series one leaked around September, a couple months in advance. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh shit, the Miz is on the cover. Oh shit. So, like the fan in me got crazy. Like, it's on the cover of a goddamn poster. He's going to be big. And then he gets eliminated by Alberto Del Rio. And I'm like, all right, well.
So much for that. Yeah. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good ones. Like Money in the Bank has the what do you call it? The fucking
Briefcase?
I'm thinking about the Brinks van. The van that carries all the money in it.
Right.
That suitcase is the Titantron. They go over the top of that sort of stuff. And Vince got some money. You look at how much he blows up WrestleMania for. I would really like them to kind of start throwing those curveballs and just build a little bit different sets, keep the in line of the theme. The motifs would be really, really awesome. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up everything around pay-per-views. What we think can go, what can come in, things like that. That about wraps up episode number 3 of Life on the MidCard. As always, you can follow us at
MidCard Radio.
So let us know what you think. Leave us some comments. Maybe future topics we can talk about if you have any ideas rolling around. Myself, Moosifur, can be followed at Moosifur49, MOOSIFUR 49. And Dick, where can they find you?
Find me at Dasani Xcore, DASANIXCORE. Go back to at MidCard Radio. I want to thank whoever's been following us. I don't know if it's because we made you guys follow us, or if you're just picking on it. Just, hey, look it, we love wrestling. Let's listen. If you listen to us, thank you, appreciate it. you just, turned it off, hey, you got our views up, I'm fine with that. But thank you very much. The kind words have been, I appreciate them all. To all the friends out there that listen, well, thank you.
Absolutely. Make sure you tune in next week as, of course, we recap Raw and all things WWE, build up to Elimination Chamber, see what happens along with the storylines, any sort of build up, wrap up any major things off of SmackDown and main event. And before we leave, I got one last thing to talk about. Good job of Tensai winning a match.
Tensai.
Put that W up. Got that win on main event.
He looked legit pumped.
Dude,
He was so
happy.
So happy. He said, oh shit, I won. Like,
Yep.
oh, it was good
Yep.
times.
I bet you he walked up. He's like, "Oh, I'm on the show," and then he looks, "What? W? Me? I don't think that's right, man. Probably have
Yeah.
yeah."
Like
check
he was
the
running
drivers.
all over the place backstage, like Vince, seriously. I think
fucking around, right?
Someone fucked up.
Yeah. Better see who fucking wrote this.
Good.
Because it looks like I want to win.
Have you seen Tensai? No, I think he's at BW3. He's got a match tonight. Tensai's got a match?
He's gonna win.
He's supposed to win?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, good for him. He got the win. It looks like they're gonna probably build into like a tag team with Clay, turn face, whatever. Do something with the poor guy.
Hey,
He
if it's
deserves
gonna give
it.
the guys W, go for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to like freak him out or anything, but I think his tattoos are fading. The ones on his face, those are real, right?
Oh my god.
Like I don't want to I don't want to alarm him to any extent.
Oh god.
But his tattoos are like blurring. I don't know where he got them done. I don't know if he can go get his money back, or if he can get them like blacked out or colored in. But like, I was watching that and I was like, oh my god, it literally looks like his tattoos are sliding off. Like they're nice tattoos. Like it ties back to his Asian heritage.
Yeah, true.
It's got to be like a paragraph of his family. That must be his family tree on his
Oh
face.
fuck.
Must be.
I can't.
I just can't believe it's smearing. Like I felt bad for the guy. Now he's gonna walk around like
I
that.
can't fucking take
Oh
this
god.
right now.
All right, guys. Make sure you tune in next week as we come back with an episode of Life on the Midcard. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.